So, babe, I want to talk to you about something today that we have never talked about before, at least
Okay.
amongst us, because ever since we started dating, we haven't really talked about our previous breakups, or we haven't talked about losing love in life, right? So whether it's through breakup or it's through one-sided love or it's whatever kind, right? But I get asked this on my Instagram and on through my clients, actually on my coaching calls, so many times, that how to get over somebody, get over either a friend you were in love with, or get over a boyfriend, girlfriend, a partner, the relationship that went away. Okay, so I want to talk about that today. Are you up for it?
Okay. Let's bring it on.
Yeah, and it's going to be so surprising for both of us also, because I don't think you also know my stories. I don't know your stories. So let's begin with our stories first. And then maybe for our audience, we can talk about some of the things, some of the tools and techniques that we give our clients to overcome somebody. So the question is, have you ever experienced a loss or like a breakup so bad that it was really hurtful and you didn't know how to overcome it?
Yes, obviously, I allow myself to be human.
Really? Not superhuman, like you proclaim?
Yeah, it's not for the world, it's just for me, my self-talk. But yes, there have been time. There has been a time when I felt, oh, it was so devastating that I'll never overcome it. And then it took me to a space where I didn't want to like get into it again. I realized no, relationship is not for me, marriage is not for me. क्योंकि हार्ट ब्रेक तो हार्ट ब्रेक होता है ना, मतलब तो उस टाइम पे वो वापस से उन पीसेस को जोड़ना, इकट्ठा करना, इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एंड यस, इट वाज पेनफुल.
So you're saying it was that painful कि you gave up on love and marriage?
Marriage, yes. Love, I was not sure.
Because
Yeah.
I remember when I met you, when we were just friends or we were getting to know each other, you were like, यार ये प्यार व्यार ना तुम सबके लिए है. मैं तो I'm okay. I'm gonna live in the mountains. I'm gonna live by myself. प्यार मेरे लिए नहीं है, marriage मेरे लिए नहीं है. देखूंगा 40 का हो जाऊंगा तब. Right? That's what you said.
Totally, totally. So I was already living in the mountains. I was somewhere there trying to live that life which I used to tell it to myself. I had a lot of love, but to give. Maybe I was not open to receive because I have been through that path, put myself out there, and it did not turn out to be great. So I was a bit skeptical. I can remove the word bit. I was just skeptical. And I didn't want to like put myself into the same journey again of speaking to someone else, trying to build a connection, create a chemistry, know someone, have expectations, have understandings, go through conflicts again. And then if it happens again, then what? So I was just preparing myself. I was more looking inwards than outwards. That's where my journey was. You tell me, na? Huh?
No, so you're saying that you allowed yourself to receive love from like a previous relationship, and then it was taken away, and it was taken away so badly that you were like, oh, now I'm not opening myself up to receiving.
Somewhere, yes. I have to like rewind my life to a few years. So yes, it happens. The way it ended was not very great. The things that I did, the things that I received, it left a very bitter taste in my mouth. And then after that, it was very difficult to like find commitment again. I had a commitment phobia for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You are saying that?
Yeah, why not?
The guy 2 months in who was like, let's get married.
I waited long enough to find that clarity. You can say that.
I can't believe it. You having commitment phobia.
A big one.
Oh, tell me more.
No.
No, why not? Tell me more.
What should I tell you? The same thing. It's very difficult to put yourself out there. And when it did not end well, you stop seeing the hope and love again. And then, sad enough, we don't have a lot of great examples around us. Then I started finding people who could be great examples. Thankfully, I had a few friends. I still have them. I love them. I adore them, and thanks to them, I could find that light कि हाँ यार possible तो है. And it majorly came from a space when it's back in 2022. I was traveling to Leh Ladakh, and then I overheard a monk saying the purpose of life is to give love and is to receive love.
Wow.
And then it hit me. I am only giving love, but I'm not allowing myself to receive. I realized I'm just sitting behind closed doors. If someone is knocking who is ready to give love to me, who is ready to pour into me, I was not opening the door. Or maybe if I am opening the door, it's like an open door. You come, have a conversation with me, but please go away. Uh, I'm not here to like be with you for long because I was not in that headspace. And if you keep giving, after one point in time, you get tired as well. There is always a longing of receiving as well. We don't say it out loud, but it's there. And I guess it took me a while to open up to receive. And when I opened up, you appeared. And past is history. So
So you
that's
just
about
opened the
it.
door, and I was not even knocking. I was just there.
You were there. I found you there. Maybe I entered into the room. You tell me, na, how has been your journey? I'm not talking about the heartbreaks that people had because of you, the heartbreaks that you had
Listen,
because
I
of people.
haven't, I haven't, I haven't broken many hearts. Just maybe two, three, which I've admitted to earlier
Now
in
they
my
are coaching
20s.
clients with someone.
Can we not? I'm sure they're all happy and found
Inshallah.
found a lot of things in life. No, but I think it was around 2022 also. But you're absolutely correct about the fear of receiving. So while I was not closed doors like you, what was happening was I had a lot of bad relationships, right? Where in my early 20s, mid 20s, I had relationships where the men were trying to control me, control what I wear, control who I speak to, things like that, which you know me does not align with my personality, with my values at all, right? Like because I'm all about authenticity and speaking up and all of that. So then what had happened was somewhere, even though I believe in love the most, and I somewhere in my head, like one part of my head knew that I will have the most fairy tale kind of life. I will have the love, like that you see in movies and things like that. But the other half of my brain was like, no, no, I have to settle with whatever crumbs I get, right? Because of bad relationships. And then that kept happening, and I kept attracting crumbs only from people, like tidbits. And then in 2022, I think, if I'm not wrong, 21, 22, I met somebody passing by, and this person was the first time, he showed me that I can be fiercely loved, I can be celebrated for who I am. So to really find me beautiful even when I didn't have makeup on, because I've always had acne. So I've been very conscious about stepping out without makeup on. So but then with him, I was going out, I was going to fancy places without makeup on, and he would take like really close up pictures of me and tell me again and again that, oh, you're so beautiful and all, right? That's just one example, but in many ways this person taught me that, oh, I can be fiercely loved, like, and I deserve that. He kind of reminded me. So when our ways parted, we obviously couldn't be together because of multiple reasons. I had a lot of grief for like, I think 15 days or a month. I was crying every day. I had so much grief because someone took you here, someone like showed you you could be loved that much, and then that person goes away. Um, so in my heart, I've never been able to like hate this person or curse at him that, oh, that we couldn't be together, or the circumstances. I think I always see it as that humans are angels, man. They come to remind you of something, they come to tell you something or give you something, and then they go away for how much ever time they are in your life. So I think that's what happened with me. After that, the kind of relationships, the kind of men in general, not just like romantically, but the men I started attracting in my life, my friends, my colleagues, my whatever acquaintances, they would all treat me so much better, right? And then I think a couple of years later I met you, right? And and you love me that fiercely. I think I just needed to, for you, for example, you needed to open the door. For me, it was like to remember my dream of fiercely being loved again. And when I remembered it, when I asked for it, when I kind of like demanded it from myself and the world, you appeared. And then everything else has been so easy since, right? It has been very easy for us, not the family part, but it has been very easy for us to love each other, right? To make decisions that yes, we want to be together, to make decisions, big decisions, that we want to get married, that we want to fight for our relationship, things like that, right?
So
I
I have a
think.
question for you here.
Okay.
So when you say you started attracting right men, so because I keep hearing this
Yeah.
a lot at the retreats with my one-on-ones, with a lot of people that I talk to, this is a common theme that I'm observing, that I don't attract right people, be it men, be it women, it ends the same way. And when you said something pivoted for you, so when you said it was someone coming and making you, giving you a reminder that hey, you can be loved, fiercely loved. So that was the only thing that changed, and then the vibrations on which you were, the frequency that on which you were vibrating, it started to like go higher and higher. Or can I say that it was more of the acceptance of yourself? What changed for you?
No, I think multiple things. Multiple things. Obviously, I needed someone to remind me, but I think that wasn't the starting point. That was the end goal. Or not even that was the last step, I think, in my journey. Because this person came to my life around 2 years into my self work journey already. So, for the last 2 years before meeting this person, I was doing a lot of self love activities, a lot of like random things I would find on Pinterest or on Google, that, okay, how to love yourself, or 28 days of self love challenge, things like that. And I would do that for myself, right? So my bar for myself was quietly raising anyway, right? So I was treating myself better any which way, right? So I had started going there. I had removed people before meeting him. I had removed people from my life who were treating me badly,
Which is very important.
right? So I had already started saying no to the bad things in my life or disrespect.
That's also self love.
That's also self love, right? So the journey was already going on. I think the last piece into the puzzle was this, that someone just like shaking you and saying that, you've been doing all this, you deserve a lot of love, and this is how you're supposed to be
Time to
loved,
get rewards.
right? So this is how you're supposed to be loved. Now get loved that way, right? So someone needs to, not it's not necessary that it'll happen with everybody, but I think in my life it happened that way, that someone came in, shook me, and said, this is what you deserve, and this is how you need to be treated. Whatever, whoever you end up with, right? Whatever you end up attracting, nothing less than this. So I was already rising like in my own path, as well as they set a very high standard. And then I was saying that, yeah, that also, that realization that, oh, my path is now here, or I need to be vibrating here instead of here, did not come in easy, obviously, because like I was saying, that for a month I was just grieving. And then I think within a month I realized that, oh, let me put myself out there, let me try to meet people, let me see what's out there for me. And then, you know what, it was like magic. After that, whatever dates I went on also, or people I met also, they all treated me, they were all like very gentlemanly, right? Whether we clicked or not, they all treated me so well. Suddenly that shift happened. So two things that happened were, obviously, radical self love that I built over the 2 years, and then also someone reminding me that my bar is that high.
I have two things here.
Yeah.
When you say the bar is here, then I met you here. So
Obviously
glad to
you're
know.
above it all.
Glad to
And
know.
that's why we're together.
Because I was also doing the same journey, and that's how
Yeah.
you progress yourself. I also feel the same way, that if you are vibrating here, you'll attract people in the same frequency, but
Yeah,
you
or
don't want
lower,
that.
or lower.
Yeah, a bandwidth,
Yeah.
right? The more you keep putting the work, you keep doing the work, you will attract better and better people.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful reminder, if you are attracting similar people, maybe it's not the problem out there. There's something that you need to put in the work. Maybe the acceptance for yourself, the love for yourself, Just look within for a while, take a break, look within what needs to be done, vibrate on higher frequencies, and then you'll start to see the magic, as you said. Second thing I wanted to ask with you, when you said it took me a month to grieve, how do we define that period? Because that's where it all started, right?
Yeah.
How to overcome someone, or how much time does it take to overcome someone?
Good question. So, how I see it is that we all will experience pain. Obviously, you're human. When you lose a loved one in whichever way, or if someone rejects you, if someone says no to you, you're going to feel pain, right? Let yourself feel pain. So, the first step is letting yourself feel pain, because a lot of people go into denial. Oh, no, no, I'm chill, I'm gonna like go on Bumble now and you know get in my whole phase or whatever. But no. It doesn't work like that. You can't. The longer you're in denial, the more it ends up festering inside you. The deeper it takes seed somewhere inside you. So one is definitely feel the pain, and then second, what I like to do, you've seen me, even with like not like heartbreaks, but when I'm angry or when I'm upset about something, I will take the hour to really like cry about it, really be mad about it, cry about it,
2 hours,
express.
1 hour yours, one mine.
2 hours, right? To express and then go on that roller coaster and do all of that. And then once that thing is out of my system, that feeling emotion is out of my system,
It
let
isn't to me now.
when I do it alone also, when you make me mad, when I do it alone also, that's what I do. And then once it's out of my system, then I can resume life, right? So obviously with our fights, or if our conflicts, or if someone makes me mad, that thing will be for like a little while only, right? For a few hours maybe at max, or few days at max. But obviously when you go through a big heartbreak, that's like withdrawal from something that was giving you oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. So that withdrawal takes time to normalize again, right?
Yeah. The way you said you cry it out, you talk to your friends maybe about it, and then also have that emotional roller coaster. I believe personally that this is how women operate. Men operate differently. There are some men who are like gym boys. For them, it is very difficult to like have tears. For them, it would be like, "Arey ro rahe ho to ladki ho kya?" Kind of a situation. Because I have also grown up into similar situation. How do they? How should they process emotions?
See, whether you're a man or a woman, you have an amygdala, you have a limbic system, you're gonna feel emotions, right? So I wanna end this debate once and for all that oh men can't express or men can't. I have you, I know you, I know in like 3 years of us being together, I've seen you cry like 3 times or 4 times, right? One happy tear or twice happy tears and twice bad tears, right? The thing is, you still can express. You might not use the same mechanism as I use, which is like crying about it and causing a ruckus about it. Fine. But you also can sit as a man, you can also sit with your emotions, process them, right? What does processing look like? You may journal about it, you may talk to a friend about it, you may talk to a therapist or a coach about it if you're open to that, right? But you need to talk to yourself or hear yourself talking or writing about it, right?
Talking about the feelings part.
So that you can do 2 plus 2. Okay, this happened in my life, and now this is the impact of it. I am getting impacted this way. I can see it. You need to be able to see it, and that's what processing emotions look like.
So there's no time to it. How long do you want to process it? How long do you want to stay in it? But I see a lot of people take a lot of
Way
time.
too long. Yeah.
The amount that is not needed,
Yeah.
because you put a lot of life on the back end, right? Because you could be living in the, not in the sense that you are breathing subconsciously, living as in you are finding joys in life, doing things. When you are out and about meeting your friends, you are not there present physically, you are emotionally also invested. You want to do things, you want to do life, you want to travel, not for as an escape, but because you want to like explore,
Too. Yeah.
right? So how do we reach there?
Like, how do we decide how long is enough to
Yes,
grieve the loss of a like
A loved one.
partner, right? And I'm not saying the loss in the sense of death. I'm saying loss in the sense
A
of
heartbreak.
breakup, heartbreak,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, see, essentially, I truly believe, and there's like a lot of research about it also, that you can overcome it within a month or 2 or 3 at max. You can. But we have seen people, we have seen clients who are, hung up on the same person for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years even, right? I've had some cases where people are hung up on the same person for 6 years. The difference, what's the difference there? Why are some people able to overcome it within a month and versus 6 years or 6 months or 1 year? Is that, are we opening up the wound in our head over and over again, right? Some people have the bad habit, I would say, of creating that loop in their head. Okay, oh, this person left me, and then they'll process the whole grief, the different stages of grief, and then they go back to it. Oh, this person left me.
To add on to that, they also create a story around it.
Yeah.
This person left me and I am not worthy of love, and this happens with me again and again, and I'll never find love again.
Yeah.
So they just don't stay there to process it. They add more of emotions, which creates a story in their head. And then they start to keep believing it.
Why? Because every time, see, one is that you're doing that loop thing, you're going back to the first thought. Instead of processing it linear in a linear fashion, you go back to the first thought again. Loop, and then second, they build a narrative around it that I'm not lovable, or I'm never gonna find love. Right? What ends up happening is that because of that, their brain gets wired to it, and then they keep looking for evidence for it. That, oh, that person didn't smile at me, that's because I'm not lovable at all, nobody's gonna love me ever. Your brain will find evidence to what you make it believe.
So when, let's say, if someone is in this journey right now and if they are listening to us, what is one thing that you can say to them that will help them get
Move.
closer to
Yeah.
the overcoming part of this heartbreak and find hope and love again?
I mean, I can tell you from a scientific approach, but I would like to today talk about my own approach because it has worked beautifully for me. Every time I was rejected or I was the one left for, what I did or what I told myself was this, that I changed my story, right? In my head I said this, that okay, I'm grieving this, but look, wow, I have so much capacity to love. I loved someone so much. I gave so much love. Wow, look at me. Such a big capacity to love, right? So even though I lost someone who did not love me back or stopped loving me or something like that, I kept reminding myself I have so much capacity to love. And the story that I was talking about, the incident that I was talking about, when I lost somebody who loved me a lot, I said, hey, that person taught me how to be loved fiercely. That means I deserve that and so much more above it, right? So what I did was changed my narrative in my head. So I think essentially there are just 3 steps. One, accept your emotions, look at them, process them, sit with them, take a month, cry about it if you can, write about it, talk to people about it. Second, try to extract something of a lesson from it. What are you learning from this heartbreak? Because every heartbreak is a lesson. I think
Teaches you
you say
something.
it.
Totally.
You say it so many times also, right? That
Yeah. Heartbreak
heartbreaks.
is one of the best teachers in life.
Exactly. So, what am I learning from this heartbreak? Is there something that I need to work upon myself? Is it showing me that, or my type, or my worth? And third is, how can I move forward? What next? Can I put myself out there to believe in love again because I've already learned something from it?
And it goes in that chronological order. You can't directly jump to the third step. Okay, I went through the heartbreak. Now let me put myself out there and find. But no, till the time you will not process it, you will not attract right people. And above all of these things, what helps the most is that beautiful song. फिर मोहल्ले में हे माई तू रू रू.
हाँ, ये तो सच है। मैं हमेशा से आई हैव बीन टेलिंग माई सेल्फ सिंस बचपन, जब से मैंने वो वाली स्टोरी देखी थी ना कि बस लड़की और गाड़ी है, क्या था वो
हाँ,
के
संत।
पीछे नहीं
हाँ,
भागना चाहिए, एक जाएगी तो दूसरी आ जाएगी. आई जस्ट चेंज द जेंडर इन इट इन माई हेड. वाज लाइक यार ठीक है, एक लड़का गया लाइफ से, दूसरा आ ही जाएगा. ठीक है. तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ वेरी गुड नोट टू एंड दिस पॉडकास्ट बिफोर वी गेट मोर वाइल्ड अबाउट
yeah,
इट. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you in the next episode.
yeah. And keep your hopes alive. You will find your love.
We believe it.
Yes, we found ours.